All right, we are live. What's going on, fellas? We are here live in Medellin, Colombia right now. I wanted to do a little different change of setting, so I'm outside on the balcony right now. This beautiful day. It's a little hot today out here, but regardless, it's still a beautiful day. It rained all night last night, so the heat is good. Get that soil together, dry everything up, man. But we got a very, very big show today. Big topic in the group, the Blackmen Travels 2.0 Facebook group. If you haven't already joined it, make sure you guys join the group. If you haven't joined the Patreon, the Blackmen Travels Patreon page, make sure you join that as well. Both two very good avenues of information that you will need on your travels. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and get to the topic at hand. This has been a big topic in the Facebook group. Everybody has their own definition, so we're gonna chop it up and talk about it today as men. And I'm gonna tell you about some of my dating experiences here in Medellin, Colombia, as well, on how the women kind of, treat you and how the women what they kind of want from you or what they're expecting from you as a man. Because believe it or not, it's a few differences when you date overseas versus dating in the matrix, right? So the women are expecting a little something different than what you're usually normal to, and that can cause a little friction because you're used to dating women that have a certain outlook. Whether it be good or bad, it is some subtle differences. But first, man, I want to give a shout out to Master One Teacher. And I'm gonna shout everybody up in the chat too. Ordered the book, man. Just got it maybe a couple of hours ago. Shout out to Skylar. He goes by Master One Teacher. Think Smart Financials, guys. Um, I posted it in the Facebook group with the link, man. So let's support this brother. Very good information in this book. I'm gonna tear it up, man. Love brothers that write, contribute, to positive content out here to the world to help change people's lives. And that's what it's all about. That's what our plan is. People tell me all the time, "Hey, man, what's your mission statement for Black Men Travels?" And I always tell them, "Hey, to help brothers see their way and find their way overseas and to explore options." Right? You got more options overseas than you have in the States. When you become an international man, the world is definitely your oyster. So this book right here is going to help you get your finances together. Post it up a little bit. I think I'm a little choppy. Yeah, I'm a little choppy, but we're going to keep flowing. This book right here would definitely assist you on your finances. Okay, guys? So shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to Virgil. Yeah, I'm broken just a tad bit, man. Forgive me, fellas. Maybe the Wi-Fi get a little better soon. All right. Shout out to Mr. GG Zeros Down. Yeah, man, it's a beautiful day out here, Mr. GG. It's a beautiful day out here. So let's go on to the Facebook group. All right. Now, let's see what we got here on this particular post. Let me move that out the way. Hold on. Let me get that out the way for you guys. All right. All right. So today on the Facebook group, I posted, fellas, explain to me what is your definition of tricking? Is paying your girl rent tricking? Is paying for a meal tricking? And interesting enough, we got a lot of responses, about 72. I thought it would be more, but Royo always says the same thing. Shout out to Marius Board, member of the group. He says, if you have to ask, you already tricking. Dylan Palmer says it's a term broke dudes use to level the field, but to me, it's going broke on whoever because men trick on men too, buying balls and trying to look cool. I definitely agree with that. Another cat says, shout out to my dude Grego. He says, I say tricking is paying for anything that gives you satisfaction. So that's definitely a different definition there. Another member of the group says paying for any woman that does not belong to you equals tricking. We got another cat. Tricking is spending money on something and not getting nothing back in return. As you can see, everybody's answer is totally different. Like there's no one word answer. Now you got the guy who put a little definition right here. He says a person who spends money on gratifying their sexual impulses and or pleasures, that is a trick. Okay. We got another brother says, stop the cap. I keep a tricking card in my deck. It's like having the Joker card. The threat of playing it can pull you something free. Shout out to who? Another member says tricking is giving anyone money for any type of tree. All right. All right. Shout out to Brandon. You said we met in Colombia. Okay. All right. Shout out to you, brother. Shout out to you. We got 46 in the room. Hey, I don't have my indie animals video today, so but do me a favor, man, guys, hit that like button because we about to go ahead and really get to flowing. All right, let me get this situated. All right, so we're here. So what brought up this topic? I mean, we talk about it, we discuss it a lot as men in the group. You know, some guys will post questions on what they think about this. If a female asks, and particularly we're talking about females overseas, right? And we all know that, you know, females are very different depending on their locale, their location. They all have different cultures, different customs, different things that they're used to. So what brought about this conversation is I'm talking to one of my OGs, and I'm telling him, you know, my last little fling date, whatever you want to call it, you know, not really a relationship, but we was together a lot and we was doing our thing. And I told him that what I noticed about Colombia, actually she was Venezuelan, but what I noticed about the women here is they do expect some form of an allowance when you're dating them. And for a guy, you know, who's been dating his whole life in the States, you know, in certain cases, you know, if you're in a relationship, I've never not been in a relationship with a woman past maybe the age of 20, 21 that didn't ask for something, you know, whether it be a light bill, whether it be anything. It was always something, you know, taking them out to eat. It's like, even though both of you working, even, you know, women expect something from you regardless, even if it's time. And I know things are quite different now. Dating in 2021 is definitely dating different than dating in 2004, 2005 when I was really started first getting out there dating. But it seems like things are kind of, you know, the way women are, just their nature worldwide. It's like they not, some might not be expecting for a full come up off you, but it's like you have to invest. You're investing some form of time or money. And some cats simply don't have the time. So for this particular situation, um, you know, she was asking me, you know, hey, you know, they give you kind of like the sob story about what's going on with them. And it's like, here, this is what I provide for you if you provide this for me, and this will help me out with my, you know, bills or my situation. Now I thought about it and I was like, you know what? And this has happened more than once, believe it or not. I said, you know what? I'd rather just be friends. I'd rather just kind of like, you know, be friends and we still have a relationship, but I'm just not ready for all that. And I talked to my OG and he's like, hey man, that's not really tricking. She just wants you to be a provider. And once again, I have been a provider before in previous relationships. But I was like, you sure it's not tricking? That's a tricking. And then we had a good conversation. Like, okay, so now we're confused because we're like, okay, what is the definition of tricking? Because you got guys that get married, right? And they pay all the bills, which is nothing wrong with that. They women still work. They women stack their cheese up. They women divorce them. They take their house. You know, they take the car. They take the kids, so they get alimony and child support, and they have a house. Is that a form of, you know, the biggest losses in men's lives is two: taxation and marriage. So what is that? All right. You know, then you have the dating world where you take a woman out, you know, you court her. Well, back in the day, I'm gonna say pre early 2000s, really, when a woman kind of went on a date with you, you know, it was expected that she had some type of interest in you. And then things kind of changed, at least in the matrix, because the thing about dating out here is if the woman decides to go out with you, because they flake heavy out here, let me tell you guys, they really flake. But if a woman decides to really go out with you, she's generally interested in you. They don't do the whole dating for meal thing. You would think they would, but they actually don't out here. which is very interesting because women in the States tend to have more resources and more money and have better jobs. But yet, when you take a woman out and that bill comes along and the bill is $150 to $200 because she ordered the most expensive thing on the menu, which is what they do the same thing here. Don't get it twisted. I'm like, do you even know what you're ordering? It's like 200,000 pesos, 100-some thousand pesos right there. But that's what they do. I think that's maybe female nature or something. When you do have a girl that, is worried about your money, your financing, that's the one that's really into you. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, you're dating in the States and you're courting and you're spending money, and then 9 times out of 10, in a lot of cases, it is up to where, either she friend zones you or she's dating right now. Women love to date. Women love to have a few guys on date that can take them out to a meal, and the guy they sleeping with, because they all sleeping with somebody 9 times out of 10, is the guy that don't even provide anything to them. I think a lot of men have an issue with that. Once we recognize that, we recognize when you first see her baby daddy or somebody in a previous relationship, what she tells you. And now I notice that women were, especially now, they were kind of like lie in front, like they was in an actual relationship and they was really just having sex with a guy, and they'll tell you all the things that he did, but in reality, he didn't do any of those things. She just liked the guy, So you're the guy that took her out to eat, didn't get anything. Is that a form of tricking? You got to ask yourself, what is being a provider and what is being a trick? Because they even have a term out here for guys that do whatever women say. I think it's cabroni. It's definitely a derogatory term, but it's they word for simp. So they have a word. They have simps in every culture, and the women really don't respect guys like that, because here it's like a machismo culture, and you got to kind of walk around with your chest out and be confident. They're not gonna believe that you have more than one woman anyway. So you just expected to act a certain way to a certain degree. Now let me get to some of the comments. All right, shout out to Pablo Frescobar. Shout out to you, brother. He says, my problem is in the USA, they want you to spend money on them, but you get very little in return. Very true. In terms of respect and affection, they want something for nothing. I could definitely agree with that, brother Pablo Frescobar. Shout out to BMT. You're in a foreign country. Chicken is a must. Romeo Peso. Shout out to you, brother. All right. Shout out to JoJo TV. If I can get you up on the screen, bro. Yeah, we lagging a little bit behind. Here we go. He says, this is what they say to look. Oh, damn. Here we go. Let me get that back on the screen. We got 73 in the room. That's what's up. Hit that like button for your boy. Buck travel. That's what they say to look good. But if you got it, it's tricking. And if you don't got it, it's like that is tricking. No way around it. And that's a real serious conversation you have to have, especially as you get older as a man. You have to really see what you're willing to accept out here. When you older and you're moving a certain way and women can see you moving a certain way, you're bringing attention to yourself in the sexual market, and they see, okay, this guy's traveling, this guy's living overseas, he must have some form of resources to be able to live that type of lifestyle. I want to live that lifestyle, so I'm interested in him. Now, she might like you for your personality, she might like you for your swag, whatever it is, but it's still in a woman's inner nature to try to see what's going on, to be nosy, to try to, come up. Since I moved overseas, I've had women inbox me that I dated years ago. I've had women that don't even know asking me questions about Colombia, want me to show them around Colombia. So it's always an angle. There's nothing wrong with that, but you have to just keep that in mind as you get as an older man and you build your resources up a little bit more. Let me take that. Women definitely want something from you, even if it's time. All right, even if you have women that ask you, hey, how do you do this? How do you trade? How do you make money online? Can you show me? Everything is an investment. So even if you're not paying, you're still spending time teaching her or teaching anybody, how to make, to gain resources, basically, when you're living internationally, you're living overseas. So you're going to have a lot of interest depending on your lifestyle. The whole high value mentioned. We're not going to get into that, but if they see you as a high value male, it's almost like they're coming for you because they feel that you can do something for them regardless. So even if you're a high value male, they still looking at you. And what women really want is they want a high value male simp. All right, a beta. That's what they really want. For the most part. Now they'll sleep with whoever. They'll sleep with a cold sigma. They'll sleep with a alpha. They'll have babies with these guys. But what they really want as they get older, and I've seen this my entire life, they really want to be able to go shopping. They want to be able to run over a man. They really want to be able to do what they still want to do, seduce you to a certain degree, to have you in that simple zone that so many men are in. All right. And then by the time you wake up, it's too late. She got everything. She got the house, she got the keys. So even being a high value man is still like not the answer, the all to be all to a certain degree. You understand what I'm saying? Let's see what we got going on here. All right, Global Paper. Global Paper said the same thing every time. Global models and balls for life. We get it, bro. I appreciate you chiming in, though. I appreciate you checking out the show. K Mac says Jesus paid the price. The like are free. Hit the button, family. Appreciate that, K Mac. My brother said, Scold the Da Vinci TV said the sad truth. Deacon Dave, what up, bro? What's good? We out here chilling. Medellin, Colombia right now, man. Hope all is well. Once again, I'm going to give another shout out to my guy, Master One Teacher over there at Think Smart Financials. I know you guys coming in the room. I just got my book today. Brothers, hey, let's support each other, man. Let's support each other. I got some Ella Louise cigars at the crib. I have a few products from brothers that I purchased, man. Let's, move the money around. You feel me? Let's support each other. Cast out bought shirts. I bought their shirts. I got a Paradise Life shirt at the house. As we had this small community, it's a blessing to be able to monetize it. It's a blessing to be part of some type of group or some type of movement where people know who you are. People are familiar with you. When you go out concerning sales is great, but it can be difficult. It could be time consuming trying to reach out to people you don't know like that, or the people that might have a different type of mindset as you. But I tell guys all the time, if you're selling a product, email me, let me know. We got close to 3,000 guys in the group. We got close to 11,000 guys on the YouTube channel. That's a big enough community to where you can sell something, right? You can offer something. Maybe it could be anything that helps somebody in their travels or male grooming, whatever it is. And now you're making money. Now you're making money. Now you can help support another dude who has his own business. So the cool thing I really like about this book is the title, Winning Your Effing Life Back. I like that title there. The Simplistic Guide to Financial Freedom, Investing, and International Travel. All right. Very strong words right there, especially investing. I tell guys all the time, invest. Not even if it's stocks or crypto, but invest in yourself. Start a business. Start something. Don't be one of them guys that like to sit around and criticize other guys because of their particular lifestyle. If they did it, you can do it too. All right. Come up with something that people need, that people want, or that can entertain people, and put it out there to the universe. And something like that could change your life faster than anything. It might change your life faster than investing in stocks or crypto. Your investment in yourself. And that's the main thing that most guys should be doing instead of worrying about women all the time. Because once you become that type of guy, the women will come to you. They'll be banging on your door. They'll be inboxing you all the way from overseas in America. Hey, I want to come to Colombia. Hey, I want to come to the Dominican Republic. Hey, I want to come to Brazil. You're going to be so busy with your hands full with the women here, you're not even going to probably have time to respond. All right, because that 9 to 5, definitely after everything blows over with the COVID, more likely you're not going to be able to travel like that. And I know guys with high power jobs, CFOs, CMOs, that be like, hey man, I wish I could live your lifestyle, bro. You know, I'm like, well, I'm just a traveling YouTuber and a swing trader. But, you know, they're like, yeah, man, but you got enough to where you at a level to where you can kind of go where you want to do what you want to do. And I employ more guys to do that. But it took me some time to put myself in that position. You know, and this book, I've read it just a few pages already, will tell you how to do that. Even if it's saving, you know, even if it's teaching you how to save, all right? You know, teach you how to get your credit right. Investing in good credit, man, can go a long way, especially overseas, guys. All right. Shout out to my dude, Jay Clyde. What's going on, brother? Salute to you. Salute to you. Shout out to Ray Hanna. Okay, Big A. You said shout out to that. That used to be my little name back in the day. Big A. Ella Louise Cigars, guys. Ella Louise Cigars is the official sponsor of Blackmen Travel. So the website is Ella Louise. Let me go ahead and put that website out for you guys. Let me find it. Where we at? Where we at? All right. Put that on the screen so you guys can hit that link and check them on out. There you go. LLouiseCigars1927.com. Some more brothers doing their thing. I just posted it. Brother Deacon Dave. All right. And these guys are travelers, man. These guys at Ella Louise travel all over the world. They put me on so much game and so much information. The thing about business, I tell guys all the time, is about the relationship more so than the money. You know, when you guys can say, hey, I got this resource, hey, I got this resources, so I can provide this type of service, then you come together and you make things happen and you help this brother achieve to go to another level that he wants to go to, and both of y'all are coming up together slowly. That's the real way you handle business. A lot of times, man, I see so many scam, programs, make you rich overnight. I'm like, I don't have nothing to do with that. I don't suggest anybody get involved with anything like that. It's better to develop the relationship with a brother. Now, it's not easy. Black men, we kind of coming back into our own, in my opinion, now, because we're traveling the world. We're seeing that there's a lot of BS going on in the Matrix. But now we got the internet, so we don't have to necessarily be in these boardrooms anymore. We're going to get back to the subject in a minute. But now it's easier for us to circumvent certain things. A lot of times they didn't even want 6-foot brothers in those offices with those pretty white girls. You know what I'm saying? They wanted to keep us outside as delivery boys to make them feel more comfortable, right? But now things are changing. But what we got to learn is you can't do it by yourself, all right? The way this game works, man, is you got to do it as a team. Business is a team sport, right? Now, don't get me wrong. Individually, you can make money. You can start a YouTube channel. But at certain times, man, you're going to need an association of something. Don't get me wrong. Like I say, you can still make a good living, social media, all that good stuff. Don't get me wrong. But we're talking about real deal business here, focused on sales and services. That's a whole nother beast. We're talking about going against corporations and companies and everything, try to get some type of market share. It's not a one-man game, all right? It's a team effort. And your relationship with someone can really change your entire life, bro. Your entire life. I talked to a brother yesterday who told me the reason he got to the NFL was because of his relationship with the coach. He said, man, I had a terrible thing at the combine. I ran a horrible time. But the coach said, hey, man, you're coachable. You played for me in college. I want you to play for me in NFL. All right? And he learned the system. Well, he already knew the system. But that's the strength of relationships. Relationships open up way more doors than anything else in life, man. Your network. And we got enough brothers in this network to be able to support each other. So once again, shameless plug. I'm just playing my guy one more time for the book, man. Make sure you check it out. Good financial advice. We're going to get back to the subject at hand. What is tricky? All right. Shout out to Hot Fur for the super chat. He said, shout out to BMT, CEO Aaron. Great content, brother. I appreciate that, my bro. Shout out to Keith Jenkins with the 5 super chat. I appreciate that, brother. Okay, I see the police uniform. That's what's up. We got a couple of officers out here. That's what's going on. Shout out to you for that, bro. MJ Hines, love the Any Animal video. All right. So, Yeah, man. Back to the subject at hand. What is definition of tricky? First off, I'm gonna say this, man. As a man, you gotta find what works for you and what is your piece. I'm gonna go ahead and sum up this video real quickly because every man has a different outlook on life due to his experiences, due to the way he was raised, due to his, maybe even his first couple of relationships, due to relationship even with his mother to a certain degree, or the women in his family. All right. So we all look at life in a certain way. And you got guys who definitely have more money than time and vice versa. All right. Now you have those guys, and I see them all the time in the group. Hey man, I'm 6'8", I'm this, I'm that. And as you can see, some of these guys get finessed like everybody else. You can't escape it, really. It really don't matter. Look at Dr. Dre's situation. Look at the guy that got Brittany Reiner pregnant. You just can't escape the games in society when it comes to women. We don't have that community any longer to where, hey, that family across the street has a daughter. That family, where that family comes from. That family owns a dry cleaners in East Harlem somewhere. You know that they're raising their daughter to be a certain way. They know you've been raised a certain way with that family. So now you can hook up and your family owns a plumbing company or a lawnmower service. And now, see, we don't have that no more in our community. We're pretty much dating in the blind. So women can be very deceptive. Men can too. Yeah, a lot of men, running around here acting like they're millionaires when they're not, but they'll project that image to be able to seduce a woman. It's no different than a woman. Somebody says it's no different than a woman getting breast implants. A man acting like he got bread, And in certain cases, you have it like that. You go on certain dates, or you see certain dates. You'll see a woman full of plastic, and you'll see a guy who's fronting like he has money, but he might have good credit, or he might have access to money, but he really don't have it like that. All right. Bitcoin went down today. Oh, damn. All right. Ain't no such thing as freaking petty. I taught me women that are just monetizing their phase. Okay, well, that's your opinion, bro. I can't disagree with that. All right, let me go ahead and get this ball rolling. We got 9 in the room. Do me a favor, fellas, and go ahead and hit that like button when you come in the room. But yeah, most definitely, man. Finding your piece as a man, finding what you're able to handle, what makes your life better, what's going to help you elevate yourself in life. And dealing with certain women definitely has a lot to do with that, man. You don't want nobody, constantly picking out your net worth. You do want a woman that brings some type of value to the table, whether that be maintaining a home, whether she might bring resources together as well. It's difficult. It's one of those decisions that is probably one of the most important decisions in your life. As you can see that, things are a little, difficult for dating in the matrix right now. And keep in mind, there's a lot of stress going on too, man. Everybody's stressed out. The job situations is difficult right now. There's a lot of stuff going on with this COVID-19, all these elections and whatever, racism. It's a lot going on in America right now. Excuse me. So dating it can be difficult. It can be difficult. Dating out here for a guy, I tell people all the time, Medellin might be one of the cities that could be a bachelor's paradise. All right, because the women definitely treat you a certain way. And I talked to, I would just say a friend of mine, but we did date in the past, and I talked to her, and she's Colombian, but she grew up in America, and she tells me, yeah, these Colombian women, they just suckering y'all in, they just sucking y'all gringo in, and they all want the same thing from y'all. Y'all so silly, and I'm like, yeah, to a certain degree, but guess what? They still running circles around most of y'all. Which is Americanized women to a certain degree. And that's not just a broad generalization. I'm just keeping it real. Now, Keith Jenkins asks, I saved 50 grand. What should I do with it? Hold on, let me see that. All right. I have 50,000 saved. What can I invest in? Advice. Man, that really comes up to you, man, and the type of guy that you are. I'm a Cancer. So with me, I got to be passionate about every business I start. It can't be just about the money with me, because I lose interest if it's just about the money. It has to be something I'm passionate about, So making content is something I'm passionate about. Film and video is something I'm passionate about. I like crypto. So it really depends on what you wanted to do. If you want to travel the world, I definitely don't recommend investing in a brick and mortar business where you have to be at 24/7. And I've seen guys do that. I've seen guys, invest in clubs and bars in America, and they get hold of the passport lifestyle, and they try to travel more, and then the club or bar might shut down, the restaurant shut down because they're not there enough. I have seen that as well. But there's a lot of ways you can invest that 50K. It's a brother out here that owns 48 Airbnbs. He's a busy guy. I want to interview him one day. But when we catch up to him, we are definitely going to interview him in the studio. Black guy, brother, goes to my gym. 48 Airbnbs out here in Colombia, and I believe the majority of them are in Medellin. And he said that he was getting apartments during the pandemic, so he had got a really good rate, really good price. I don't remember how much he said he invested, but he said he did invest quite a bit. But now that everything is somewhat getting back to normal, he's recouping his investments 2-3-fold already within the year or so. So it is possible, man. What you decide to. There's a lot of things to invest in right now. Okay, I'm gonna answer. There's no mention females will not let these run over them. All right, Roman Pesto says dating in the Matrix. Dating is normal in the Matrix. USA females will not let dudes run over them. All right, that's your opinion, bro. I can't disagree with you on that one. We got Go With Paper in the room. Keith Jenkins, that's the bad question. As a former Wall Street worker, what are your goals? What is your investment tolerance? All right, so that's the answer to the previous question. Shout out to my dude, Mace Taggart. Shout out to you, bro. D, questions D. All right. Armand, what's going on with you, brother? So, yeah, man. Once again, guys, the best investment, in my opinion, is yourself. The whole debate about tricking, we can go on and on about that. But as you know, different men are in different situations, and we might look at it a different way. A guy that got his stuff together might not mind paying a woman's rent or allowance or her car note. Is it tricking? In his eyes, it's not tricking. In his eyes, he's being a provider. All right. Now, the question kind of comes in place is, what are you really paying for? Are you paying for the assumption that she's being sexually exclusive with you? All right. Or are you just paying it just because, she comes through every once in a while? And I've heard that a lot out here. She comes through, she takes care of you, your situation physically, and, you support her that type of way financially because of that. It's many ways to kind of look at this thing right here. Or do you want the traditional wife? All right. Somebody you feel like you can invest in building a legacy with. It's all up to you. Different men are in different stages of their life as well. You got some guys who's married 20 years, got divorced, and they don't want nothing to do with marriage. They just want to date and have a good time. You got guys that get married, get divorced, they right back married a year or two later to another woman. It really is what you're comfortable with as a man. It's really where your piece is at. Because there are some good women out here. There's some good women back in the Matrix, in my opinion. But the best thing to do, in my opinion, is expand your options regardless, man. When it comes to women, my simple opinion, when it comes to women, you got to have a wide net. That's my suggestion. So, all right, fellas, good show today. We're going to go ahead and drop on up out of here. It's getting a little dark out here. The sun's going down. If you plan on coming to Medellin, make sure you email me, man. I got a couple of guys. Actually, I got a lot of guys coming this weekend. I had like 5 people surprise me this last weekend. So Medellin is fully open. It's popping. Just be, mindful of your surroundings. Be careful out here. If you watch my previous videos, you'll kind of see how to move. Fellas, if you haven't already, join the Patron. I got a lot of more information on the Patreon. So, yeah, man, we out. Peace. Stamp them passports.